My husband, 35M, had an affair and might have given me, 33F, cancer. I, 33F, married my husband, 35M, after being together for 4 years. Just after the wedding we experienced a series of tragedies. My mother died unexpectedly and I just fell apart. There was so much pressure dealing with my father's grief and trying to manage my siblings' grief as well. To make matters worse, I was also dealing with going through IVF at the same time. There was just so much sadness as I could never seem to maintain a pregnancy past the first trimester. Eventually my husband and I stopped communicating effectively, and although we were still talking a lot every day, I was so lonely. One day out of the blue my husband told me he didn't love me anymore and we needed to separate. Little did I know that just a year after we got married he started sleeping with a girl, 25F. He met through his job. A couple of days later I caught him out and he confessed everything to me. He told me he loved her and that I wasn't exciting, that he couldn't stand all the sadness in the house anymore. I was absolutely crushed. It took all my strength, but I moved out immediately. Tried to start again. Even started dating. Within days of being separated he became desperate. Tried everything to win me back. Cut off the AP. Couples counseling. Massive declarations of love. So many promises of what our lives could be. He convinced me it was all a mistake born from grief and loneliness and suffering. That the affair had only lasted a few months. The AP knew all about me and knew he was married. I took him back for a short time. Told him I would give him a proper chance for 3 months. During this time I changed contraceptives and I fell pregnant. I couldn't believe it. I waited to miscarry, but my beautiful baby hung in there. I gave birth to the most perfect little boy 9 months later and decided to really give my marriage another chance. Fast forward 3 years from the affair. I have a beautiful 18-month-old son. My husband has done everything he promised and more to try and fix our marriage. I decide to finally get some weird symptoms checked out that stayed after my son was born. They strongly suspect I may have cervical cancer caused by the HPV virus. Turns out the other woman had cervical cancer caused by the HPV virus. She was going through surgeries and radiation when he was with her. And because my scumbag husband didn't use protection, he's almost definitely given it to me. So here I am. I'm married to a changed man with a beautiful son and I possibly have cancer because of what he did. I get the lab results this week. I'm sorry you are going through this. But I want to use the occasion to shout out. Women, girls, AFAB, please get your HPV vaccine and go for regular checkups and your pap smears. Every woman and others should regularly see a gynecologist from puberty on. This is not a joke. Take your reproductive health seriously. So here I am. I'm married to a changed man with a beautiful son and I possibly have cancer because of what he did. You don't have to be okay with this. If you don't want to be. His actions had consequences and unfortunately one of those consequences happened to you. Outside of your control. He may be a changed man. But it doesn't change what happened or what is happening. If I were in your shoes, I'd consider this another betrayal. But you have to do what's best for yourself and how you feel. Ugh, this is above my pay grade, but hang in there, you can beat it. This is way over Reddit's pay grade. Therapy for you for sure. This is like therapy level stuff. It's way too complicated and serious for Reddit. First take a breathe. Even if you get one of the strains of HPV that can lead to cancer doesn't mean you will get cancer. Is this serious? Sure, and you are doing the right thing by being proactive and getting yourself screened, but don't catastrophize after you get your results back. Just take it one step at a time. I have the HPV virus. And it gave me a growth in my mouth which thankfully wasn't cancerous, but it let me know it was there. The virus can lay dormant for long periods of time. My wife and I have been together for nearly 15 years and I'm pretty confident neither of us have been cheating. It's likely from partners I have had before her. It's more common than you would think. It doesn't make the other stuff okay. But it might not be this which has directly given you it. It could have come from a previous partner that either of you have had. I hope everything turns out okay and you beat it. This is beyond the scope of this sub. Worth noting, if you want to blame his affair partner, that's your prerogative, but unless you were each other's firsts, there's an overwhelming chance that he brought HPV into the relationship before you ever got married. If anything, she needs to know to protect herself too. Get regular pap smears and get all your shots, everyone. First, I'm so sorry for what you're going through. Please seek therapy. It will be tremendously helpful for you no matter what you decide. Second, HPV is extremely common and condoms don't protect you from it. Unless you and your husband were each other's only partners. Either of you could have picked it up at any point in time. That obviously doesn't excuse his cheating, but hopefully helps relieve the stigma a little for you. I'm so sorry. This is a horrendous situation. Do you have a support system beyond your husband? If you separated, would life be harder or easier? Would that change if you were significantly ill? I think whatever choice you make next, you urgently need to find an individual therapist. You're going to have so much rage and fear to process, and you're going to need someone to help you process it. Focus on what you need to get through this. Do you need him to move into a separate bedroom but continue to care for your child and cook and do chores? Do you need him to move out? Do you need, for now, to pretend like nothing happened and focus on getting well? I think you're well within your rights to figure out what you need and make some demands. Well, I've never heard of not leaving a cheating ex causing cancer. I hope you heal. Not sure if I could live knowing my significant other gave me cancer, but that's a question you need to ask yourself. The good news is that HPV isn't very amenable to protection from condoms. Your husband's condom use with his affair partner would not have been very protective for you as far as this STI is concerned. He should have encouraged you to get tested. And you should have gotten tested as soon as you found out about the affair. How much of a changed man can he really be if he knowingly had unprotected sex with you and a woman who had HPV? And he's been keeping this very important info from you for how long? This is yet another violation of your trust. He only told you about his AP because you found out. This new information proves that he is still fully okay with lying by omission and has been the whole time you guys have been back together. He has not changed. He is still a deceitful coward whose prolonged dishonesty could end up costing you your life. He knew the risk and saw how devastating this cancer is with that other woman, but did absolutely nothing to warn you about it. First, I'm sorry he cheated. However, HPV is what's transmissible. Whether it becomes cancerous is dependent on the person. Active cancer is not transmissible. Source: your body may clear the HPV on its own. I urge you to ask your doctor for all the written info they have. It may well ease your mind. If you were not a virgin, there's a slim chance you may have been infected prior to dating him. Source: about the husband. It looks like you're angry with him, which is totally understandable despite him having made the changes he said he would make. What happens now is up to you. I suggest therapy to sort out your feelings and more fact-finding about HPV before making any decisions. Every woman who has sex probably got HPV at some point. Rarely does it lead to cancer. Please do some research. You're just venting, yay? Don't want us to break this down or anything, right? Have you been vaccinated? Cervical cancer is preventable. Please get your vaccines. They save lives. I don't have any advice, I just want to tell you what a kick-ass mom you are. You've been through hell and back with minimal support from who you thought was your ride or die. Not to say he isn't, but he dropped the ball for a bit. And somehow, through all that BS and emotional trauma, you managed to keep yourself sane and healthy enough to bring your boy into this world. If you make all that sound like a cakewalk, cancer will have nothing on you, op. I know this isn't a typical response for this sub, but the only advice I'd have is therapy. And I felt like someone should give you a damn medal for your resilience under these circumstances. Sending all the positive energy towards your health possible. Agreed. This is way above Reddit's pay grade. But it's easy to see that you have tremendous strength and resilience. And I'm rooting for you. So many bad decisions by everyone involved. This sucks, regardless.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Heracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.